So I have made a voice agent. So could you give me a review? Like this is not especially for financing, but I have made this agent for car dealerships. You can have a demo and like show our audience a live reaction of the AI voice agent experience that you are having.
Hi, James.
Hi there. How can I assist you today? Looking for some details on a specific luxury car or perhaps interested in booking a test drive?
Yeah, I'm interested in booking a test drive.
Great. I'd be happy to help with that. Do you have a specific car in mind you'd like to test drive? We have an amazing selection, including the Rolls-Royce Phantom, Bentley Continental GT, and many more.
Yeah, Bentley Bentayga.
Great choice. Bentley Bentayga is an incredible luxury SUV. Comes with a choice of impressive engines. A 6.0 liter with up to 626 horsepower. You'll enjoy features like diamond quilted leather seats, a rotating display, and a rear
Very
seat
good.
champagne cooler.
Let me share that with my CTO if that's okay. Essentially, as a manager or as a business owner, you can use that as your selling tool realistically to be a booking agent, and it means then that customer doesn't feel one. There's nothing worse than if you're a customer and you're ringing. You've maybe been looking at 25 Bentley Bentaygas, and you then ring that garage who could just be a premium used car garage who could have 10 cars in stock or could have 30,000 cars in stock, and you don't know every single, you're ringing the garage because you need the expert. And like, if that customer rings and speaks to a guy who's just been away on holiday for a week, doesn't even know that car's in stock, hasn't checked the stock or whatever it may be because he's been busy sorting out handovers or anything like that, and the customer goes, is that the 6 or is that the 6 litre or is that the 4.2? Oh, let me check. Immediately you're not the expert.
These agents can be trained in a way that the more they get the calls, they learn much more. Like they learn from the calls, and it's called machine learning. And they grab the information and store in their memory. And next time the same question is asked, they have a spontaneous answer. So every dealership had different models, and it takes 1 month to get all the information and train the agent. Is there any standout customer story that you could highlight on its impact in the market?
Very recently, for a young girl, she wanted to get a car, and no broker or lender based on her credit score was prepared to help her. She's a very, very young girl. She's only 18 years of age. She's on a provisional driving license, so a lot of lenders won't allow someone to purchase a car on a provisional license. But we have such a diverse network of lenders that we have in our panel, and we understand what they do so well that we were able to say, no, well, we can help you with this by discovering the right thing, which was she lives at home with her parents. Her parents work full time and both have full licenses, which meant she was actually able to do a joint application where everybody else had told her, you can't get finance, go somewhere else. She came to us, got approved, we got all the paperwork done, we met with the garage. We actually now work with that garage off the back of this because he didn't believe it could work, and he does a lot of first time buyer cars. So, to me, that's a kind of standout, that someone who's new to the industry getting a wee win like that over our competitors. There is, if you really do become an expert of your craft, there is a lot of opportunity for you. The right drivetrain, the right formation, the right chassis build, the right size interior, we needed to know cubic capacities of boots, those kind of things. Where now it's just technology, and it is a very tough time for manufacturers. It is a very, very tough time for garages, but tough times show who's good at what they're doing and who understands their industry, and most importantly, who's connected to their customer. And I think that's one thing that I can always take from being in the car automotive industry. Look, it's the customer. And the customer, it has to be right. If it's not right, it leaves you with so many hoops to jump through that just aren't there. And that's the beauty of the car trade.
So when you started out, were there a mentor or like an influential figure who significantly impacted your career?
Yeah, so I was really lucky. Whenever I started working in Charleshurst, there was a couple of really good sales guys in the team who were, I had a good level of salesmanship from my other careers, but never sold cars, and had very limited knowledge of cars and that sort of thing. So there was a lot of work to try and build these all up and move these all through, and then it also then had a great manager, Toyota, who to be honest, I've been around for a while and haven't seen anyone really at the same level ever since. To learn from him and just be a sponge and pick up the wee golden nuggets, as he used to call them, and find out where it was, and learning the key ways of doing things. There's times to speak, there's times to be quiet, and I never knew any of these things as a young guy starting out in sales, never mind the car trade, where I did learn these, where sometimes you just need to calm it down and let the customer tell you what the problem is, or more importantly, let them think before they do anything else.
Let them put their initial step ahead so that we can get a better idea of what they are exactly looking for. Can you tell me more about Lonit? What is it all about?
So Lonit is they're a vehicle finance brokerage in the UK predominantly. That's what we do. They have set up a business in the south of Ireland in Kilkenny, where they cover all things asset. So whether they do help customers with mortgage journey, with car finance journey, or indeed with commercial asset, anything, could be a road sweeper, it could be a van, it could be a dermatological face laser, who knows what it would be, but help customers with lending and understanding the journey and being able to make them aware of which avenues would be best suited to what they're looking for, and then find the right solution for that customer. And we're very lucky in the south of Ireland that we are rated the number one by our customers for what we do. We've a very, very good, with 4.9 out of 5 Trustpilot review score.
Coming from automotive sales to like financing, so how did you get adapted to it? Did you find any challenges in the process?
It was quite strange, obviously it's sitting at a different side of the table effectively. It had previously always been the person in the garage trying to help the customer get approved, and you're ringing, torturing the lender and getting at the broker, ringing the broker on his mobile and saying, why is this customer not approved? Why are you taking so long? I need this car out. I need this. I need that. So by knowing kind of and this is kind of I think why we've done so well starting from zero under myself and the directors, is that because I've been in the garage for so long and I know the pain points, and I've always been the guy who wants to look for technology. Whenever I first started in the car trade, but coming on board, was able to say, look, this is my pain points whenever I was the sales manager or I was the finance manager. This is where technology let me down here. So it was actually a really cool way of moving across, because I was kind of able to, we didn't need to ask anyone what their problems was, because I had already been there 3 weeks ago and knew what the pain points were, knew what the problems were.
They would like to know if they could afford it before they would jump in, and we have to convince them, and they already like okay, if you can give the finance, we are ready to take it. So the mindset have been changing time to time, and like right now what I have been seeing in the market is that most of the companies use AI voice agents to like give information regarding the finance. It can ask the customer what's your CIBIL score, and accordingly, and they can give out the information about the interest rate and how much of the loan will be covered. The agents are getting implemented in financing sector and even in dealerships.
I do believe, yes, there's a lot of automation there. I know that lenders use a lot of automation in regards to the decision making, because to have an underwriter look at every single application just you'd be waiting a day, 2 days, 3 days for a decision. Everything is very automated there. There's nothing worse than if you want something and you ring and that guy doesn't answer. Can we have an AI solution, or can we have an automation tool that'll allow that customer to hopefully get some feedback, or at least allow them to feel that, yes, we know you're there. We know you're there. We're not forgetting about you. We're not, and I think that's the biggest change. And I think that's why what you're saying certainly will have a home and certainly will do well, because even myself speaking, as I said, I just picked up a new car myself recently. I wanted a certain colour. That colour wasn't available. I didn't take that. I ended up going for a totally different car. The AI and the tools and the systems and the ways for those to work are brilliant. But I do feel that every customer, every deal, every finance appraisal, every car is different. So it's very, very hard to service every individual. But obviously, again, look, these tools are getting better and smarter.
It works 24/7. Obviously, it cannot be matched to a human interaction, but it can get the initial information that you would require to prepare for the next call that you're going to have.
Yeah. Yeah, our guys are making, we've 30 agents in the Republic of Ireland making between 50 and 60 calls per day. To speak with the customers that are looking help with their finance or whatever it may be. And obviously, they miss those miss a customer, ring a customer doesn't answer, they move on to the next. That customer may call back, and that person's busy, and everybody else is busy trying to move everything through and trying to make sure they get in contact with every customer, because the last thing we want is a customer say, "Well, you never rang me." That's the worst case scenario.
One of the dealerships, so it has a number of dealerships under them. So we are working on a hub where the entire calls are getting diverted, and they receive the call, they ask the location, and the call is diverted to the certain located dealership, so they can address the queries accordingly.
And I think that if you have a scenario there where you've got someone, maybe you've got an AI bot possibly doing that initial, and I think it's something that a lot of salespeople struggle with. The initial qualification and a clean qualification that then you know you have your 5 minutes to go right. It's maybe that you have then it come through that the AI bot then is able to say to you, this customer here, John, such and such, contact number, lives at this area, driving this car, is looking to changing to this car. Then you can be the expert about that car. Then ring and say, oh look, I can see you're trading in such and such. We're actually looking for a couple of those cars to be trading in a minute, with customers queuing out the door to buy one, and the one you're looking at is a lovely car. It's got the upgraded interior or whatever it may be, and then that allows that person to go on to that call prepared, the guy who's the expert. So the customer journey again is 10 times better. The opportunity to sell is much better. Mm-hmm. But even at a background stage, it then allows you to track everything so much more. Whereas if you're using none of these tools and you're just dealing by what comes through on email or what someone sends you through via WhatsApp,